So our next presentation is coming online, is on a reflection on digital transformation for a circular economy, the role of technology in transition from linear to circular economy in Nigeria. This will be taken by Mr. Ibrahim Bashir, CEO, co-founder, Dillali. And I understand he's speaking all the way from Estonia. The technical crew, have you connected with him?
Hello?
Okay.
Hello.
Welcome, Mr. Dillali.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. Nice to meet all of you. My name is Ibrahim Bashir from Dillali. I think I'll start, first of all, with the presentation. And first of all protocols duly observed. I am very new to public speaking, particularly public sector. And we are from the startup space, so we usually just jump straight to it and go straight to the point. So I know that we're a bit behind schedule, so I will ask the admin to enable screen sharing so that we can do a quick screen share of what we're trying to present. So while we wait, I think I will, for the screen share to be enabled, I think I will start with a brief introduction of myself and hopefully jump straight into the topic. So my name is Ibrahim Bashir. I'm from Kebbi State, Nigeria. And first of all, my affinity to Lagos is very, very strong. I grew up mostly in Lagos and went to different schools in Lagos, including the one and only University of Lagos, Akoka, where I graduated with a BSc in mass communication. My area of specialization was broadcast journalism. And from there, I got into the startup space. Now, I graduated many, many years ago. I think that was 2000. So it feels like yesterday, but that was 23 years ago now. From there, I jumped into the technology space by working in a web design company in Lagos. First, WiMAX Network in Abuja, Nigeria, with Suburban Telecom. And I also worked with different companies. Finally, I worked in the public sector with a public enterprise called Abuja Technology Village, where I was head of marketing and business development. After that, I moved on to set up Dillali.com. It's a digital financial record keeping tool for small businesses, small and growing businesses in Nigeria. And currently we have close to 20,000 users in Lagos and different parts of Nigeria. So that's a bit about me. And today we are meant to talk about generally just reflections about the digital economy and basically technology and how it helps in transforming how it can drive the circular economy. Interestingly, I'm based in Tallinn, Estonia, where everything is digital. And we have a massive change in the way things are done. So first of all, my screen has been enabled, so I'm going to share it. I'm sure most of you can see my screen now. Okay, great. So we're going to talk about the circular economy, but first we have to define what the linear economy is about. I know we're already in a circular economy summit, so it's very easy to skip the slides, but really the linear economy is what we mostly practice in Nigeria and partly circular. And, the linear system is just, take me and dispose of step pattern. And it begins with the extraction of natural resources for manufacturing and use of products, and ends with the disposal at a waste disposal dump. For example, a clear example in Nigeria is probably the extractive industries where oil is produced. And sometimes we don't have the byproducts, or we don't use up everything, particularly in the area of gas flaring and other byproducts that we cannot, sort of recycle, so to speak. And when it comes to circular economy, I especially like what UNCTAD has done. And very quickly, I'm going to sort of bring in someone that I'd like to have a discussion with. He's based in Estonia, Ionut Irodescu. I'll get that name right one day. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ionut Irodescu. He is from Romania, but is based in Tallinn, Estonia. He's very, very big in the circular economy, and I'd like to use the next 20 minutes or so to really have a discussion with him regarding his experience and how he has used technology and how he is using technology to transform or play a vital role in the circular economy. Ionut is the co-founder of Ringi. It's a refurbishing-based marketplace for transforming or selling second-hand and refurbished devices. He's also a member of Let's Do It World and one of the founders of Let's Do It Romania. It's a group that focuses on clean up the environment. They work in different areas, from active participation of volunteers as well as policy, helping in setting policy around the circular economy. Ionut, you are very welcome to this session.
Thank you, Ibrahim, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Well, you said a lot about me. Thank you very much. I've been involved in the sustainable and environment and problems with trash in Romania since 2010. And I've seen transformation in Romania, and I think that all the countries have the same path. They have a lot of waste. The people are generating a lot of waste. The new market, the overconsumption is generating a lot of waste, and we don't know what to do with it. In countries like in Eastern Europe, don't imagine that Eastern Europe is like a very nice Danish land. It's very hard. We had to fight with authorities. We are still fighting with authorities to make them change the rules of the game and to implement what is happening in the Western world, in the Western Europe. And we have to teach people, to educate people how to behave. But most important, I want to go to connect my discussion on the circular economy, if it's okay, Ibrahim, on the topic with Nigeria. I checked some data and some news about what is happening with the waste in Nigeria. And please, guys, correct me. And I would like to have like a discussion and open questions in the end of this talk. I've seen that there is a lack of data in Nigeria about the waste. How much waste is generated? I mean, I haven't found a real good statistic of how much waste is generated. Maybe only in big cities there are some numbers. I haven't seen like good numbers of how much is collected. I've seen some very small numbers. It's like around 40% in some statistics, 20% in others, which is like very, very little percent of the amount of trash being collected from the citizens, from the people. And then I started to ask myself, how somebody working in a team like me or others like me from Nigeria or other countries from Africa, for example, Saharan Africa, can come and help this. So one thing I think is to monitor the waste. And to monitor the waste, I would do what I suggest to everybody, copy-paste what is working in other countries. And I know that I'm living in Europe. I will take example of what is happening in Europe. In Europe, there are some authorities who are collecting reports from different entities how much waste is generated from the importers, distributors, from the from the waste facilities. And in the end, there will be two big numbers: how much waste is generated, how much waste is collected. And starting from this point, you can start to do something. So I would suggest maybe startup, maybe entrepreneurs, maybe people from authorities can do this thing. What do you think? Yes.
Very quickly, right? When it comes to technology, you see, the thing is that one of the biggest challenges for us is that sometimes we see what is happening in the West, and that reality is completely different from us in Nigeria or in Africa or in other developing countries. And my question to you is, you started, let's say, Ringi, and let me talk from very pragmatic perspective, right? One area that we see things happening is the rise in second-hand devices, and we have all the policies from end of life and what have you about these products. Now, you guys set up Ringi. What was it about, and how did technology play a role in you achieving the objectives that you've set aside for the company Ringi? So can you give me a brief about it and what you guys are doing?
Okay, so the startup Ringi is, as you said, like a hub, like a marketplace that is connecting small or medium factories which are refurbishing devices. I will stop a little bit and I will tell what it means refurbishing. It's not just a second hand. A device can be sold to these refurbishers by normal customers, okay? And that device, sometimes they have issues, I don't know, battery issues, screen issues, speaker issues, or a keyboard if it's a laptop. And these refurbishers, they are taking the device, it's cleaning it, it's making it to work, it's making it as a new, and then has to put it back on the market. And Ringi is coming here and is taking this data, these inventories from these refurbishers, and we are creating offers, we are publishing this data on different marketplaces. So we make sure in the end that these stocks are being resold. Somehow we make sure that we are giving the device a second chance. We are also doing the collecting part. I mean, we collect from the market, from the normal people, the normal citizen, normal consumer, we collect these devices to different solutions, and we send the devices to the proper refurbisher to repair, put it back on the market. Our idea is to double the lifetime of the device. Now, just a short break about the electronic devices, and this has to be very important. In Europe, there are now passed laws that you need to have the iPhone needs to have the same kind of charger. This kind of, let's say, regulation, which are coming from Europe, or I think Europe is the most interested into this. Africa can come with this kind of regulation, asking the producer to create devices that can be easily repaired. The battery can be changed without harming the environment, okay? And they offer solutions what to do with the battery in the end. In this moment, we can have like a proper circular economy on this area.
Okay, so my next question to you is in terms of, again, just starting the process, right? Circular economy is generally, especially with technology, we've seen a lot of activity in Nigeria and even all over the world with startups doing several disruptive things, right? And you have policymakers on this or in the audience now. You have people that are running businesses. You heard the previous session where they're saying that there's a disconnect sometimes from the local level down to, up to the higher levels. Now, when we're talking technology, how can we simplify it? How can we start that process of driving these changes in terms of facilitating, using technology to facilitate that whole concept?
Well, it's a huge question, Ibrahim. Thank you for addressing it to me. As I said initially, the data is very important, and to know what you do in the circular economy. Circular economy, it's going in different areas. It's going e-waste, plastic. It's going clothing industry. I think it's on the top worldwide of generating the waste. We have to check the numbers and see where are the highest numbers in those the type of waste Nigeria is producing. And as an authority, I will incentivize or offer different platforms for a startup or for private environment in Nigeria to create small businesses around it. I know that in some countries in Europe disappeared the small repair shop. I hope in your country they didn't disappear, because I believe that these are like something for the future. If this kind of shop, they will be integrated in a network, in a marketplace, let's say, where they can collect and repair, like we are doing it with Ringy, in this network of refurbisher and consumer. If they will be in this kind of network, and if they will have facilitations from the authorities, like, I don't know, reduction in taxes, labor don't have to pay bigger taxes, different, I don't know, educational platforms, how to train people to do repairs. I think this is something that can help. So the technology can come here in mixing this data, offering the statistics, and enabling people to communicate and have this business between themselves.
Yeah. So, yeah, thanks. I think something else went off. I was trying to pull up a slide that was showing a company that actually is doing something in e-waste, not just e-waste, but just recycling. That's Recyclers. That's a startup. We've seen that quite a lot of money is going into the startup space to help them in getting, what will I call it, in using technology to drive these changes. Now, very quickly, I want to use the next 5 minutes to take questions from the public. However, there are different ideas around technology for what I like to say is for digital transformation. So, for example, there are different digital platforms for connecting waste producers with recycling firms. There are, other technologies like optimizing resources, like using nowadays we're talking about artificial intelligence, but I think we need to start from the very beginning, which is collecting the data, right? And data is gold. There are other technologies like 3D printing, blockchain, Internet of Things. I know that they are all happening very, very quickly, and a lot of things are happening very, very fast around the world. However, it would be great to take questions from the public. If there's anyone that has a question, please indicate, and we'll try and answer that as quickly as possible. I know we have about 7 minutes left to take questions. So while we're waiting to take these questions, Yonut, do you want to also share examples of how organizations like how you've used technology, particularly with the volunteer group that you work with, that is Let's Do It, and the initiatives that you've done?
Wow. With Let's Do It, we had, I think the best example is we have a solution. All the people around Romania, they can map where is trash. I mean, if they've seen a littered area, and this is the problem, I think, in Nigeria, to littered area. People abandon trash because they don't know what to do, and there is no solution there, or it's too costly to do it. And having this data, I took it, and based on the GPS and other kind of different data, I created a petition and sent it to authorities in Romania and like everywhere in Europe. And the local authority is responsible of cleaning the place to keep the place clean. Their administrative area to be clean. So I created a petition and sent it to authorities. And I bombarded the authorities. We had a call center attached to this, and bombarded the authorities with petition. According to the law, they have to fix the problem in 30 days. with the help only of this telephone, so only the device and some backend technologies, we clean 5,000 of tons of waste with the help of authorities. So this is one example, 5,000 tons. So imagine the volunteer did only this, use only the mobile device. Okay, this is one example. A very good example for Nigeria would be something that happened in Estonia, not implemented by Let's Do It, but something that was that is here, deposit refund system. Every time when you are buying a plastic something, a PET bottle, whatever, a can, you pay a deposit, and now it's being implemented in Romania too. And if you have a good value for this deposit, then you will be incentivized as a consumer to go back with this bottle back to a machine or back to somebody to get the money back for the deposit. So this is being done also using technology, because it's a huge problem if you buy a Coca-Cola bottle from a market and then you are going to another place to get the money. They need to clear the data between themselves to make the cash to run. It's very complicated. I won't get in there. So again, technical solution. I believe that techie tools can help you or anyone, not only even us, to improve our life quality.
Okay, so and finally, my last question to you is, in terms of practical steps, how important, I'd like to also talk about the money aspect of things very quickly. In terms of, okay, we have the policy on the policymaker side, you have the innovators who come up with very interesting solutions like what you've said, where you can get volunteers to come and participate in cleaning up their environment, and you use mobile technology and app to do that. Now, what is the value in terms of is circular economy and using technology? Is it a profitable and sustainable thing that you can actually make money from as a business, as looking at it as participating in the circular system as a business?
Okay, because I wear two hats, the NGO hat and the founder's hat. As an NGO, I can tell you that we kind of are sustainable because companies are supporting us to have this system in place. And now on the hat with being a co-founder for the startup, yes, we are profitable. And I know from the market that also the refurbisher, the factory, is making money. Also the consumer, the person who is rebuying a device instead of buying a new one, it's making money. We see that the prices are going up for the devices. So I think everybody in the end is happy doing something, having a profit, making money, and why not making a very good thing in the end? I mean, we save CO2 and yeah.
So let me slip in one last question, just for the fun of it and for the audience. So your entire store that you sell your products, do you have a physical store?
No.
So everything is
virtual. Everything is virtual. Even now, if I will check, we are doing sales without any human interaction, without anything. Everything is happening in the cloud. Everything is happening because of services. Everything is happening because some geeky IT tools that are running in the background.
Okay. And how many jobs do you guys create, or how many employees do you have on your team?
We are a small team at this moment because we are a young startup. We are 7 people in total. Mm-hmm. But I believe that my vision is to help refurbishers, not only big refurbishers, but smaller one like the repair shop I mentioned earlier. Mm-hmm. If I will help them, giving them the product, and they can sell the product. So if they will source the product that needs to be repaired, and I will sell them, they won't have to keep the stock. They won't have to deal with the marketplaces. They won't have to deal with the complicated customer support. So this kind of facilities, this is what I'm trying to, we try to build with Ringi to help people or small repair shops to be on the market and to be viable. And this is circular economy.
Yes. So, Yonut, thank you very, very much for coming.
Thank you for the invitation.
We really appreciate this. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for allowing us speak at this session. We know that technology is a major catalyst and a major driver for the circular economy. And we can see that already with several startups and other businesses in Nigeria that are adopting technology. We need to move very quick. We know that Nigeria can even leapfrog the world, as we have leapfrogged the world with our financial technology. And we believe that technology will play a significant role in really driving these changes from everything that we do. So once again, thank you very, very much for giving us time to speak at this session, and wish you a happy deliberation and more money in our pockets by the special grace of God in this new economy that we're getting into. Thank you very much and have a good afternoon.
Hello. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.